suffer without him. The win last night. The interesting thing to me is the two opponents in the NBA that hurt the Warriors the most in terms of points against, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. And Phil Jackson has remained in Los Angeles rehabbing from the hip replacement surgery. So the Santa Clara product, Kurt Rambis, will be head coaching tonight.
Without the glasses. Doesn't have the Superman glasses. Kurt Rambis is very experienced alongside Phil Jackson. Ran training camp while Phil got that hip replaced October the 3rd. But you look at Troy Murphy starting at center, and of course that broken nose suffered up in Portland in the preseason, courtesy of Zach Randolph.
Our Toyota by the numbers fast break points. A year ago, the Warriors were 5th in the league. But remember, the Lakers allowed the second fewest fast break points of any team in the NBA, only 10 per game. So the Warriors want to climb the charts in terms of fast breaks. But the Lakers pretty disciplined in getting back on defense.
Well, I thought they beat Phoenix last night at both ends of the floor. Defensively, they made Phoenix shoot outside, but they came back and got fast break points themselves, and then they pounded the ball inside. And Andrew Bynum, I just thought, had a wide opening, eye-opening game last night in his rookie debut, his debut as a starter.
18 points, 9 rebounds for Bynum in only 24 minutes. They run the triangle very efficiently without Kobe to bail them out. The Lakers were very disciplined in the half-court set. Our officials tonight, Greg Willard with Rodney Mott and Mark Ayette. I think Maurice Evans is an intriguing player, acquired from Detroit for just a second-round pick. And he is the kind of rugged defender that will help the athleticism and his scoring. 17 points last night.
Well, Bob, he did not start last night, but he did start in that second half, and I thought he was one of the better players on the floor. And of course, he's played 3 previous years, bounced around a little bit, and they got him for a song and dance, basically a second-round draft pick. I think that's a steal.
The buildup is over. Enough of us talking. Let's begin the 2006-2007 NBA season for the Golden State Warriors as Rodney Mott tosses it up and Lamar Odom controls for LA. And Odom, the first bucket of the game, equaled his career high last night with 34.
He knew in Kobe's absence he had to come to the front.
Baron Davis with a triple off iron. Murphy tracks it down. Dunleavy on the dive cut. Murphy wing jumper right there. He's got the Phantom of the Opera mask. Multiple nose fractures for Murphy. Question whether he would be ready for opening night, but he and Richardson both have answered the bell. Bynum, deflected, got it back. Shot clock down to 8. Evans, line drive jumper. Barron will easily track it down.
Always looking ahead.
Alley-oop, and Petrus there to finish.
That was spectacular. He had to elongate to get to the iron. They could have called a blocking foul as well.
Walton dropping to Evans. Baron Davis went for the pickpocket move, picked up the foul instead.
Well, you got a glimpse of how they're going to play defense this year. But let's take a look at this fast break pass and the lob pass to Petrus. Couldn't even get an angle to the rim because of Bynum. That pass was right on the money, and it couldn't have been any higher. I don't think he could have reached it.
Air France's first departure of the young season.
Double teaming Odom and taking away that left hand.
Marr went behind the back. Parker did well to regain. Murphy fronting, picks it up. He'll lead the break. Richardson running. Odom is there, but Jason, nifty ball handling to get it back to the right and finger roll it in.
Well, he got under control, went behind the back with the dribble, eluded one defender, and didn't hurry.
John Wooden, be quick but don't hurry.
There you go.
Walton traveled, took that extra step before he put the ball on the floor.
Warriors are going to give a lot of help defense. They're going to scramble. They're going to double team the ball a lot, particularly when Odom gets it. And Bynum at the low block as well. And then they recover and rotate. Ron Nelson's all about rotating on defense.
Smush Parker killed the Warriors a year ago. Takes that Baron Davis matchup personally. Murphy short on the 3.
Someone should have followed. They could have gotten an easy rebound there at the offensive end. What a ball handler is Odom at 6'10".
Setting up Bynum. A load inside. Bynum missing. Rebound off the top of the backboard. Still alive, and Richardson pulls it down.
His rebounding will not suffer this year. About 6 a game last year because everybody has to rebound on this team.
JR, one of the best rebounding guards in the NBA each of the last 3 seasons. Jason 3. Murphy tipping it in.
Well, young players sometimes forget to block out. That's exactly what Bynum did then. Murphy took advantage.
Warriors 4 for their first 7. Walton, good deep position to Odom. Petras prevented the bucket, did commit the foul, but nice flash out of the triangle, and Luke Walton, very adept passer.
Well, when Odom's cutting across the middle, you got to beat him to the spot. If you don't do that, it's all over. You turn your head, and it's too late. Murphy just goes up and gets that carom off the glass and the iron, tips it back in.
Off season of heartache for Lamar Odom, losing his 7-month-old son, and just everyone around the Lakers just trying to embrace him with so much empathy. To think that he's back with his job when the real world so crudely intruded in the offseason.
That is the worst thing you can suffer, losing your child, and it takes about 18 months to regroup. But I think he's doing a marvelous job. I talked to him before the game about that, and I just respect him even more after a little conversation.
Free throws made. 3 minutes in, already a lot of activity. Richardson, little push shot, and Odom will lead the break.
They got back pretty well there.
Dunleavy helped out Murphy, so Bynum couldn't just turn and score. Odom moving without the ball again. So Lamar Odom has been the factor. He has all the Laker points.
Well, they showed patience there. They made the defense move, and they couldn't catch up to the ball.
Murphy at Evans. He went for the reach, and it was almost too easy. Murphy overshot the lay-in.
Was he looking for Bynum from the weak side? But he was standing all alone. I think he was shocked. This kid is a good basketball player, Maurice Evans. Under control.
Evans ran into his own man, still able to equalize the game at 8.
He can shoot outside, he can get inside, and he can arise.
Ball knocked away by Parker. Murphy's there to collect. Murphy dive cut, and he was fouled. Baron Davis, nice little give and go. Oldest playing basketball.
Bob, you're going to be using that terminology a lot this year. Dive cut. You're going to see a lot of them, and you're going to see people cutting to the basket. Murphy's just going to get the ball behind his back. He's going to go right down the heart of the lane and get a return pass.
The terminology, diving to the rim, essentially.
Yes.
Did you ever rack your nose?
You know what? I never broke my nose in 11 seasons. I've never had a broken nose. Jerry West had 7 or 8 of them. And I guess I was lucky. And I've been knocked on the nose a lot, but my nose has never bled either, Robert.
Think of Richard Hamilton, who has to wear the mask permanently. So many multiple nose fractures, danger for Rip Hamilton. Murphy, by my count, at least 3 broken noses in 5 years in the NBA.
It's smarts.
And Zach Randolph got him good in the preseason. Second free throw short.
He's changed his free throw style a little bit.
Walton running. Evans couldn't finish. Murphy hustled back for the rebound. And here come the Warriors. Barron inside. And Richardson is fouled.
Well, they're hanging in there, but believe me, Richardson is still trying to feel his way. Drops it down inside. He stripped the ball. He's going to go to the line. He wanted the lob, and it wasn't there with Odom between him and the basket.
Smush Parker with a foul, and Jason missing the free throw. Several of the Warriors have altered the free throw motion. Hal Whistle, the shooting coach, they all have a couple-word mantra that they go through. They've broken down everyone's shooting performance from a year ago, and that one looked pretty smooth.
And they all shoot 100 in practice every day. One day, Mike Dunleavy made all 100 of them. And O'Donnell Foyle made 87 one day.
2-point lead.
There's a difference between practice and game, though.
Walton springs free on the baseline. Tipped up and out. Odom is there to clean it up. Well, Lamar Odom has been perfect. 3 of 3 field, 2 of 2 line. He has 8 of the Lakers' 10.
If you run with this team, you better score because they're going to score inside. They have a big advantage.
Baron Davis shooting it flat. Maurice Evans. Offensive foul as Barron got back. So Evans to me is almost the Lakers' Petras, if that makes sense.
Yes. Barron might have gotten away with a little block here, moving. I guess he got set very, very close. Evans tried to change direction and go laterally.
Evans' second foul, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, Evans is definitely an energy player. He's got a nice size. He can play several positions.
Italian League Player of the Year. Came back to the States, played for Sacramento and then Detroit. Murphy driving, and he'll get to the line again.
That's what he has to do when he gets a young man who is not as quick as he is. Now, Murphy's not real quick, we know that, but he has a good first step. And Bynum knows that outside shot can go, so he came out and challenged it. That's why he was able to get by.
Murphy, you say not quick, but for a center, much quicker than most centers he may see throughout the season.
And he's got a good, long first step.
Free throw up and good. One of our favorites, the Family and Friends Weekend Package, is back. You get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 Pepsis. How about Friday night? Portland in town, second game of the season. Log on to Warriors.com, 888-GSW-HOOP. First 10,000 also get the Oracle ticket lanyard. The newly named Oracle Arena. Murphy made the first both trips, missed the second both trips.
Yeah, 2 for 4, 50%, and they want to improve on that.
Sasha Vujacic out of Slovenia checking in.
I think it's very tough to change your free throw motion after all those years and you start thinking about it. It's triangle offense. We've seen that for years.
Vujacic.
Well, Odom wanted the ball.
And it was a 3-second violation as Sasha didn't pass it to him.
He was waiting for it because he had a post up, he thought. Of course, Vujacic started last night, but not in the second half.
You know, Vujacic last year, over 300 shot attempts, 170 were threes.
Yes.
That pass smelled out by Smush Parker, and he sends Walton on his way. So the first Warrior turnover results in the first Laker lead.
Parker got 3 steals last night. You have to worry about him. He's quick and low to the ground.
Murphy wing jumper rimming out, and Odom with the rebound.
This is why they want to stay out of half court. Not great shooting, and then you don't get the rebounding if Murphy's shooting from the outside. They're going to call the foul on Dunleavy after Petrus had disrupted the pass.
That's unfortunate. Petrus had the steal. Warriors were headed the other way, and Rodney Mott had Dunleavy with a hand in the back.
Little switch. You can see they're collapsing inside. Now Mike's trying to just hold off on the post, and I thought it was a legal push with the elbow bent.
Parker for the 3. Bynum the big offensive rebound, and he draws the foul. A rough sequence for the Warriors there. Bynum will work his way to the line. Petrus with his second foul, and it takes us to the stoppage. 5:53 remaining in the first with the Lakers up 1. Opening night for the Warriors, but NBA's opening week. It is game time all throughout the land. Fun ones, and for the Warriors, their first 2 games of the season at home. For Jason Richardson, no preseason, a surgery in August, and here he is opening night, ready to rock and roll. Warriors will be home Friday night against the Portland Trailblazers. Nate McMillan brings Zach Randolph and friends into the Oracle Arena. We'll have the Warrior pregame roundtable live at 7 o'clock. Martell Webster, the sharpshooter, and I think the Rookie of the Year, Brandon Roy, will have that for you in high definition. That has been added to the high def schedule. So Comcast HD channel 720 and DirecTV HD channel 96 in some areas.
Brandon Roy had a terrific preseason, and he became their go-to guy many times towards the end of games, and he has supreme confidence. I like the way he scores inside, strong, and good ball handling.
Bynum's first points or free throws made. Andris Biedrins checking in. Baron Davis was fouled. So Biedrins and Dunleavy, Petrus, Richardson, and Barron. Well, Smush Parker's picked up 2 fouls. Andris, that gaudy field goal percentage a year ago, it's 64%. Barron wheeling, contact, and he'll get to the line. What a move there. Now Parker picking up a second foul. He can't grab him on the baseline. So
well, that's why Don Nelson is setting up Baron Davis a lot so far we've seen in the preseason below the free throw line, because then he's only 1 dribble away from the basket, and with the new rules you can't touch anybody, you can't put a hand out, and with his strength and quickness he's able to get by people.
Barron misses the free throw. So the Warriors scuffling from the line, 3 of 7. 26th pick in the draft, Jordan Farmar out of UCLA checking in. Smush Parker will sit. Vladimir Radmanovich also entering the ball game, and Andrew Bynum will sit. So Maurice Evans 2 fouls, Bynum 2 fouls, Parker 2 fouls. And that will get Murphy quickly back in. So Kurt Rambis and Don Nelson moving the chess pieces all over the place. Baron Davis making the second. So Sasha Vujacic, Jordan Farmar, Vladimir Radmanovich, Lamar Odom, and Luke Walton for the Lakers. Baron Davis, Richardson, Dunleavy, Murphy, and Petrus back to the 5 starters for the Warriors. Walton for the baseline. Murphy inhales the rebound. Murphy with 4 boards.
But they haven't been able to establish a running game so far, Bob, in the first 6.5 minutes.
Aaron finding Murphy. Couldn't finish.
That's 2 inside that Murphy normally makes. Now remember, when you have a broken nose and you set out a little bit too, you're very conscious of that. And he's gone inside and missed 2, maybe looking for contact that wasn't there.
Walton right behind Farmar and get the switch on Baron Davis. They're trying to set up Radmanovich, who has 3-point range to say the least. He misses the jumper, well defended. That's an air ball.
McHale's got to dribble that ball out, not look for somebody else.
Baron, that ball off the foot of Farmar. Still be Warrior basketball with 19 to shoot.
You get a rebound, you can't hesitate in this system with Don Nelson. You've got to dribble that ball out of there. Now, Petrus didn't have that luxury last year with Mike Montgomery, and he got very self-conscious about that. But any man, I don't care if they're 7 feet tall, Andres Petrus, that's one reason that he is liked by Don Nelson, because he can handle the ball.
Double Baron immediately. Richardson down the lane. Jason with the right hand. So there it is. The doubling of Baron Davis as the post-up player sets up Richardson on the layup.
You just have to move without the ball, particularly when your defender on the weak side turns his head.
Vujacic from deep. And he's fouled on the jump shot. The Cardinals sin there, and Jason handed the cookie jar, and he knows.
And the last play, there comes the double team, and Richardson right down the middle. Now, he broke before the defense could sag in from the weak side, and that's why he was open.
Vujacic misfiring there. Best damn sports show, period. The top 50 unforgettable plays of all time. Right after the game, right here on FSN Bay Area, Monte Ellis, second-year player out of Lanier High School, Mississippi. And what a final 51 games for Monte in terms of playing time. Vujacic missing the second one. Odom with a rebound. Odom can't put it in. And here comes Petrus dribbling it out, as you mentioned. Dunleavy running Monte. That's the way you run the break.
That's why it's essential and necessary to get out and run immediately and not look for other people. Petrus was the catalyst in that break.
Petrus has picked up his 3rd foul. Bumped into Odom as he tried to fight over the screen.
Petrus, couple dribbles out to half court, bounce pass. They spread the floor. Dunleavy stops, and that allows Monte Ellis to get along the baseline uninterrupted, unimpeded. If Dunleavy goes to undribble sooner, then the one defender can guard both of them.
Unfortunate, Petrus has picked up a couple fingernail fouls as Odom misses the free throw.
That's why I think he should have gone underneath the screen that last time. 35 feet from the hoop. You don't need to go over the top.
He'll sit with 2 points and 2 rebounds. Matt Barnes, great story. Teammate of Baron Davis at UCLA. Has bounced around the league with the Clippers, the Kings, and Philadelphia. And at Del Campo High School in Fair Oaks. Both free throws missed, but Walton tracks it down. Lakers are 4 of 8 from the line. So are the Warriors. Vujacic missing the 3. And long rebounds are everywhere. Walton will tee up the triple. And Murphy with the rebound. And then Murphy is fouled.
Well, they're giving the Lakers too many chances. Remember, the Lakers got down by 19. You already mentioned that, Bob. And they came roaring back.
Last night, Lakers shooting 55% from the field. Suns shooting 51%. Tonight, Lakers 31%. and the Warriors 43%.
Well, as Mike D'Antoni said after the game, 106 points usually wins for you, but the Lakers scored 114. Let's see if Murphy can make a couple of free throws here.
Murphy 6 points, 5 rebounds, and these are free throws 5 and 6.
Well, he's 2 of 5 right now.
Warrior mini plans 5 different options. You can see the Lakers their second visit. Shaq comes in once, as does LeBron. 888-GSW-HOOP with operators standing by, or log on to Warriors.com. Now the Warriors are missing the front end of the free throw and then kind of reconnecting or recorrecting and making the back end.
Well, 71% last year. Quite frankly, they were only about 72% in the preseason, which, as I say, when you change your motion and the method, sometimes it takes a while.
Matt Barnes, a hustle defender, knocked that one out of bounds, nearly had the steal.
Remember, Anders Biedrins last year, 32%. And Don Nelson said if he doesn't improve, he's going to bring in Rick Barry and have him shoot underhand.
Wouldn't be the worst idea.
I agree. He improved George Johnson from about 60% to 78.
In the championship year, as Walton is able to score.
Walton, I thought, had a great game last night. And he's one of those players that understands how to play. He knows when to pass, when to penetrate, plays within himself.
Aaron Davis finding Dunleavy on the skip pass. Rimming out the jumper, and Vujacic with a rebound. Lakers looking to run. Farmar splitting the defense. Walton has had that shot repeatedly, unable to hit it. And Odom unable to grab it before it went out of bounds. That'll take us to the mandatory. 2:58 remaining in the first quarter. Opening night jitters and the basketball, much discussed. We'll jump in with our opinions straight ahead after this.
Welcome back to the Oracle Arena. The Warriors with a 1-point lead over the Lakers here in the first quarter. Now, the new ball controversy continues in the NBA. The new basketball being used this year is a microfiber composite. Now, one of the main reasons for the change, the NBA says that microfiber actually absorbs and makes the ball easier to grip when it gets wet. But the players, on the other hand, are saying it is actually more difficult to grip, and the bounce of the ball is a little bit unpredictable. Sounds like the NBA will win this battle. Bob and Jim, the question being asked a lot is, was the old leather ball really that much of a problem?
Well, I think the old leather ball actually was a little harder, and I thought it did get slick when it got wet, and plus they used a lot of new balls. Now, they didn't do that in my day, but recent years they've stuck with new balls, and I thought they were pretty slippery. But I think, the Warriors shot 51% in preseason. I think the ball worked well for them.
Barnes misfiring from the baseline and then tripping in the backcourt. Walton and Radmanovic running it back. Odom is there to finish, and that's an offensive foul. Take the bucket away. And how about Baron Davis defensively drawing a couple charges in this first quarter? Now, we asked Anders Biedrins, Jim, about the ball. The big guys actually like the ball because there's a little more tackiness.
I think especially when they're new right out of the box.
It's pretty interesting. The first day we got it, it was like fresh, it was new, it was kind of, good. It sticks, it's good for like rebounders or big guys. But now it's kind of getting, you just have to use it.
Getting used to it, that's going to be the case for everybody. I don't think Monte Ellis, when you score like he does, getting used to it's not a problem.
I think so many things in this world are psychological.
Monte nearly the deflection. Still remain Laker ball with 14 to shoot.
I will say this about the synthetic ball. If you take it outside, it'll play better on cement than the old leather one. That I can assure you, Bob. So when you get one of those from Tom Abdenauer at the end of the season, your kids play with it, no problem.
Radmanovic, nice take to the rim.
He's a terrific pickup for them. Clippers, Seattle.
Barron corner three. Farmar couldn't grab it. Murphy does. And that went right out of Murphy's hands.
He's missed 3 point-blank layups.
Radmanovic unable to grab it.
And I can't figure out why, and I'm sure he can't either. I think right there he got betwixt and between. Should I use the glass or just go to the rim? Twice he went to the glass and missed. This time he just tried to go to the rim, and it hopped right over.
Murphy has 7 points and 7 rebounds, and has had plenty of opportunities.
He'd have about 15 or 16 if he'd made some free throws and 3 layups. Yeah, they're really shadowing Odom. He can pass right over the top with that length.
Vujacic Monte made that a very difficult shot. Radmanovic missing. Murphy, rebound number 8.
There's a shot for you.
Dunleavy in rhythm. Matt Barnes hustling, and he draws the foul. Matt Barnes, you saw it on both ends. Make Odom give up the ball, hustle down, and be the garbage player on the glass.
Well, that Barnes, remember, we went to New York last year, started for the Knicks. Came in as a free agent here. Made the team, as did Anthony Roberson, against terrific odds. But he's a good backup 3, and they needed that spot. Roberson is a story, and Roberson's coming into the game right now as we're talking. But that's the story for you, because the Warriors, you wouldn't think they wouldn't need any more guards.
You have Poole like that. You mentioned a guy, and then he leaps off the bench and enters the game. That's impressive, partner.
He can shoot the basketball, folks.
Anthony Roberson put on a display. I mean, to the point where Don Nelson was candid enough to say, the beginning of training camp, I didn't really look at him. And he kept making everything. I had to take a look at him. Roberson, 16 games with Memphis. Out of Florida.
Ended up averaging 15 points on over 53% shooting, including 38% from three-point range in the preseason.
Warriors are doing a terrific job getting to the foul line. 12 free throw attempts, but making only 6. Vujicic missing.
That's the one he was fouled on by Richardson before going to his left, and that's why I wouldn't bail him out. So
Dunleavy to Barnes. Look at the Warriors run there.
Now that's the best break I've seen so far tonight. We saw the alley-oop. That was maybe more spectacular. This was more pure.
Final 40 ticks in the first quarter.
Good help.
Odom feeding Radmanovic. Good recovery by Barnes, but a better pass to Walton. It was decent rotation, but better passing by the Lakers.
I thought they moved the ball very well last night as well. And some people say, well, they moved the ball better without Kobe. I don't believe that at all. He hops around even though he was the leading scorer in the league last year. This is that fast break, and Barnes sees the middle wide open. He looks at the ball, makes the cut, split the defenders, got the dunk.
Other than Barnes' rhythm dribble, ball never hit the floor.
Yeah.
Murphy out to Dunleavy, and Dunleavy finding Barnes. Murphy tapping that over to Monte.
And Monte lost the ball there, and this is what Monte has to prove to Don Nelson, that he can handle the basketball and bring it up the floor. Didn't do a lot of that last year, and Don Nelson has said that he's got to play some point guard as well and learn how to do that.
Only the second Warriors turnover, but if it were tennis, that'd be an unforced error. About a 3-second differential winding down the first quarter.
They just run that flat 1-4, and Odom comes right at you and tries to get to his left.
And there you go. Odom will spin back, drop it off, and that's all Lamar Odom.
Yeah, Dunleavy came to help a little early, and Odom stopped high.
Shot clock's off.
That's what left him open inside.
Monte with 3, at 2, at 1. And Roberson can't hit the 3.
Yeah, he had to rush it.
So we've decided nothing after the first 12 minutes. Neither team shooting the ball particularly well. Number of free throws missed, and opening night jitters in full evidence. Even at 22 at the end of 1 at the Oracle Arena on opening night versus the Lakers. Warrior basketball brought to you by Hometown Buffet. Hometown Buffet, hurry in for Steakhouse Classics Thursday through Saturday nights. Not necessarily a classic in the first 12 minutes. A lot of opening night jitters, I would say, for the Warriors.
Well, both teams are shooting the ball very, very poorly. But the good news is the Warriors are tied after playing, I thought, a very lackadaisical first quarter. I just think they never found their rhythm.
Monte Ellis with a seam to begin the second, and he's fouled. Interesting lineup. Monte Ellis, Anthony Roberson, Jason Richardson, Matt Barnes, and Ike Diagu. And so this is about as small and quick as the Warriors can get.
And Don Nelson will go that way. He always forces the other coach to match up to him. He's proactive in that area.
Now Kurt Rambis has gone with Ronnie Turiaf out of Gonzaga. Brian Cook, who's a perimeter shooter at 6'9", Vladimir Radmanovic, Shammond Williams, who was back in the NBA out of North Carolina, and Jordan Farmar, the rookie. Now, a week ago last Sunday, Turiaf had open heart surgery. That was one of the more amazing NBA stories of a year ago.
Yes. And nice to see him out on the floor.
Warriors continue to split free throws. 7 of 14 as a team. Shammond Williams down the lane. Diago challenged that shot. Turioff missing. Barnes racking it off glass so Richardson can carry on. And Monte swooping into the lane. What a finish there.
Monte Ellis is going to thrive in the open court this year, Bob. He's going to get to the iron more than any other player on the floor.
Monte with 7 points in 5 minutes, and the Warriors already 10 fast break points in the game. Mentioned LA only allowed 10 per game.
That's good defense by Barnes there on a smaller, quicker player. Gave him enough room, got real low, made him terminate his dribble, and then it made him, with his height, throw it over the top.
So the Warriors, their stated strength versus the Lakers' transition defense. So far, so good for Golden State. Monte got caught up in the air. That's the no-no. Trying to recover on the steal, but Radmanovic pushes ahead.
He lost the battle of strength.
Barnes saving a layup, and Matt Barnes gingerly limping away. Knee on knee there.
You just hope that is on the knee, not the thigh. It hurts more on the knee initially, but you don't do as much damage. Let's watch the right knee come in. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. A little bone on bone. He'll walk that off.
Vladimir Radmanovic, 4 years in Seattle, traded for Chris Wilcox, finished up with the Clippers last year, but free agent, signs. You have to move your locker at the Staples Center. Move from the Clippers right over to the Lakers.
Yeah, you still keep the same home address.
But Radmanovic, a career 38% three-point shooter. And when he gets rolling, bad Vlad can be a handful.
And he can also play inside. And once he gets that inside game going, he's a load to handle.
Radmanovic with 4 off the Laker bench. Warriors' biggest lead is 6. Lakers led by 3 at one point.
Let's see if isolation here with Jason goes around him.
Richardson jumper, money.
Radmanovic had to give him a little room. When you go against a bigger man, you can get a jump shot normally any time, and that's what Jason took that time. You try to drive him because they don't have the quickness to stay with you.
Murphy 7, Richardson 7, Monte Ellis 7. Shammond Williams will launch the triple right through. First 3 made in the game. The Lakers are 1 of 5. The Warriors are 0 for 4. Shammond Williams last played in the NBA in 03-04 for the Hornets. Playing overseas.
So when you stop that dribble that far out, then they can press you.
Richardson had a host of purple coming at him. Baseline jumper rattling out. And a foul on the rebound on the Warriors.
Jason's looking to get inside. He'd much rather drive the basketball, but good collapsing defense there by the guys in purple prevented it.
Diago with a loose ball foul. Don Nelson will hustle Andres Biedrins into the game.
Let's see if Jason is still matched up on Radmanovic at the defensive end. I think they're looking to post him up.
Very tough cover for Jason, but also a tough cover for Radmanovic on the other end. Biedrins has to be aware that that's Cook's shot right there. Ryan Cook is not going to put it on the floor. He's going to launch from deep.
It doesn't take long to get out of his hand. So the Warriors are going to struggle when it's the half court.
Diago, shot clock at 5. Now Ike's got to make something out of nothing. A little running hook. And the Laker half-court defense has been excellent. Diago has Radmanovic, who again spaces out to the three-point line. Shot clock down to 9. Farmar, a little finger roll is good, plus the whistle.
He got a little hip check.
Monte Ellis called for the foul. The timeout comes at a good time for the Warriors. 8:47 remaining in the half, and the Laker lead is 4. Lakers up 4, 8:47 remaining in the first half. Our NBA insider Matt Steinmetz. Matt, Lamar Odom already with 8, coming off a 34-point night last night.
Yeah, if you watched that game last night, you know why Lamar Odom is so difficult to guard. He had Kurt Thomas on him last night, a big power forward. He took him outside on the perimeter and really went by him often. Tonight he had a smaller guy, Michael Petrus, on him. Took him inside a little bit, got Petrus into foul trouble. You can see why Lamar Odom is a tough matchup, guys.
Well, that Don Nelson man has a tough choice there. Petrus would be the ideal guard, but with 3 fouls, no choice but to take him out the rest of the first half.
Well, the thing about Lamar Odom is he's one of the most versatile players in the league. For his length at 6'10", he can pass, he can handle the ball as well as anyone. Not a great shooter, but when he gets hot, of course, he's impossible to stop. He'd rather drive to the rim, but he has improved his three-point shooting.
Farmar missing the free throw. Andres Biedrins, Monte Ellis, Baron Davis back in with Jason Richardson and Ike Diagu.
Odom's best year last year in his 7th year. He shot 37% from three-point range. Improved tremendously.
Ronnie Turioff with the foul on Diagu. Turioff, Brian Cook, Vladimir Radmanovich, Farmar, and Shammond Williams. Looking for Diagu on the block. Shot clock at 5. Baron Davis jumper is good. And just a couple feet inside the three-point line makes a difference for Baron.
And that's his first hoop tonight. Yeah, he missed 2 threes. He only took 10 in the preseason after shooting 6 per game last year.
Radmanovich, dangerous from 3. Baron driving, a lot of contact there, and he'll get himself to the line. Second foul on Shammond Williams, and Baron Davis starting to feel a little bit. Hits that jumper and says, maybe I need to jumpstart my team.
And that was pretty good defense there, but he just kept pursuing to the basket and wouldn't give up on the play and earned himself a trip.
Warriors 8 of 15 free throwing. Jack Dunleavy back in. Monte Ellis hits an offense. 7 points in 8 minutes. 3 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line as Monte sits down. And Baron hits them both. So the Warriors knock down both for the first time. Biedrins closed down on Cook there. And that's why you want Brian Cook to put the ball on the floor. Get him out of rhythm. Baron Davis left Turioff in the lane.
Just couldn't finish the play. He was looking initially to try to get Andres Biedrins open inside. But he had to force the shot up. Farmar played 15 minutes last night. There's another one.
Radmanovich can start to hit those in bunches. Nice rebound by Richardson.
He's a little more winded than the rest of the guys, I think.
He's played a lot of minutes, a lot of heavy minutes, and no elevation on that pass.
Yeah, there's a tired play.
Farmar, nice finish on the other side of the iron. Probably the first fatigue play we've seen from Jason tonight.
Well, you know, you can run all you want on the sidelines for a few weeks, but it's different running in a game. Now, Baron Davis, contrast right now, is in terrific shape. That was a pass.
Lakers running on every opportunity. Farmar, offensive foul as Dunleavy stood his ground.
And did a good job of acting. The rookie got duped into that. Should have given the ball up 1 dribble sooner. He expected Mike to go to the pass, and Mike didn't move.
This equals the Lakers' largest lead at 5. Warriors led by 6 in the first quarter. Tied at 22 at the end of 1. Coming upon the midpoint here in the second quarter. Baron Davis, nice drop to Biedrins there.
Well, 3's a charm. He tried twice before to set him up, and this time he got him at point blank.
Turioff on Diagu, the handoff to Radmanovich, and the seas parted.
I think Radmanovich is leaner than I've ever seen him before, Bob. He looks in terrific shape.
Radmanovich 9 off the bench.
This one's going to go up.
Diagu, nifty spin move, and the lefty finish.
He's got a good left. Went away from the defenders from the weak side that way. Only had his man to beat.
Radmanovich was fouled on the catch by Dunleavy. 5:45 remaining in the half. Lakers up 3. And how about a little Red Auerbach? What would be like to be in a Celtics huddle as we head to break?
Don't let everybody go after the ball. Look, 5 guys, get me the ball. Hey, how about carry the ball, Mendy, one time, huh?
Warrior basketball brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA and your Golden State Warriors. Red Auerbach passing this weekend, and he signed you to your first NBA contract.
Yeah, with intimidation. 56 seasons there with the Celtics. When I joined that organization, there was Howie McHugh, the PR man, and Mary, his secretary, with a beehive hairdo, and that was it for the front office. And Bill Russell was player coach, so we didn't even have a coach when Russell was playing 46 minutes a night.
There was no give and take in the financial negotiations?
Well, he read a letter from the attorney representing the second-round draft pick, Leon Clark, and he wanted a 2-year contract guaranteed for $20,000 a year. And he said, you know what I'm going to do with this paper, son? And I said, no, sir. And he tore it up right in front of me. And believe me, there was no second copy. He said, what we had in mind for you was, and I said, that's fine. And it was $11,000 and that $500 signing bonus.
That was it?
That was it.
They give it to you in cash?
A check came in. I didn't cash it for a month. Just looked at it.
5:41 remaining in the first half. Lakers have led by as many as 5. Warriors have led by as many as 6. And Turiaf with the offensive foul. Baron Davis has drawn a couple charges, as has Dunleavy and now Richardson. Warriors scuffling shooting the ball, only 40% from the field. Richardson 3 off iron. And did Walton touch it last? The ruling is no. Baron Davis with a steal. Warriors in a little zone look there. Baron draws the foul. See, now before they changed the illegal defense rules,
yes,
Don Nelson had some of the more gimmick zones anyway in the NBA. People knew about it. It was acknowledged. But now that the zone is legal, other than standing in the lane, he must be within arm's reach of someone inside of 3 seconds. It can be illegal defense. But Nelson's going to play a lot of gimmick or interesting defense, I think, all season long.
He's always been a student of the game, and as he told his players in preseason, when they tried to get away with a couple things, he said, I see everything. And he dissects it as well. Now that's where you're going to see Baron Davis a lot this year. Below the free throw line, extended, and get the ball in that position.
Well, this was illegal defense on the Lakers because Bynum was not within arm's length of anyone offensively, and he hung out in the lane for 3 seconds.
Now Bynum hasn't, played a lot tonight, but he has not hurt the Warriors, not nearly as much as he hurt the Suns last night.
But that was an interesting move by Kurt Rambis. Barron at that high post, and Bynum was just lurking, waiting in case Davis had beaten his defender. And Diagu was a terrific free thrower a year ago.
That's why he was shooting the technical.
81% as a rookie, and I think the Warriors are waiting to switch ends at halftime. And free throws unkind, 9 of 17 in the first half.
Kyle Whistle may say something at halftime.
Diagu, lock and lob, and the seal. He sealed Bynum. Beautiful feed from Richardson, and the Warriors pulled it within 1.
Or they caught the young man looking. He didn't know he didn't have weak side help. Set it up beautifully.
Here's that zone look again defensively. Odom back in. Bynum inside, wheels. Biedrins sends him away. Richardson pushing, and he lost the handle. Andris Biedrins with a weak side help.
Beautiful block inside. Weak side, unfortunately, Jason couldn't handle the ball when he got towards midcourt.
Touch pass. Quick hands like Diagu. Aaron through a sea of purple, weaving around. Elbow jumper. Warriors retake the lead.
All 5 Lakers were in the paint. Barron tried to zigzag through. Then he took the path of least resistance, faded away.
Aaron was 7. Monte Ellis was 7. Murphy was 7. Richardson was 7, all leading the Warriors. Odom's 8, Luke Walton's 8, and Radmanovich is 9.
Staying in the zone.
Cook missing the 3. Diagu with the rebound. Barron wheeling. And fouled. 6-0 Warrior mini run. And Baron Davis in the middle of all of it.
Well, it must have been a body block because it looked like he got the ball. Now there's the seal, and see this side over here is all open. That's why they've got Diago rolling to the basket. They cleared out the baseline.
It's a beautiful replay there because you hear the term in basketball, spacing. If there isn't that free space, you can't make that pass to Diago.
And I believe it was Roberson who was lurking along that baseline. He cleared out, and that took a man with him, and then they had no defender there once they threw over the top.
And you have to honor Roberson because he's such a good perimeter shooter.
Honor anybody who starts to go to that basket. And then when they fade out to it, I think his defender just kind of stayed too much on his backside. He should have hung back towards the lane. Of course, he didn't know it was coming.
Baron Davis knocks down both free throws. Baron 5 of 6 from the line. Warriors 8 straight. Maurice Evans is back in. He picked up the 2 quick fouls early in the first quarter. Walton gathering. Biedrins was there, but he fouled him in the process.
The Lakers are looking to get inside. They're making the extra pass, looking for people around the basket. They're not content to take the outside shot tonight.
Richardson on the grab rather than Biedrins on the arm. The foul call. Luke Walton dropping in the free throw. Luke Walton, the name Luke, named for Maurice Lucas, teammate of Bill Walton, Luke's father. Chance of Luke. Trailblazer crowds, Memorial Coliseum. Bill Walton naming his son after one of his favorite teammates. Shot clock at 7. Roberson pulled the string short. Smush Parker, Luke Walton, Bynum, Odom, and Maurice Evans. Good deep position by Bynum, and that's Tap City. Bynum goes 7 feet, 285 at least.
Drafted at age 17 last year.
Aaron wheeling around. Roberson.
I'm surprised he missed it. He's missed all 3 so far.
The Warriors are 0 for 7 from beyond the arc. Smush Parker had forever. He misses. Deflected away. Parker the quickest man of the ball.
4-on-1.
And Bynum will be tackled. Mandatory timeout. 2:35 remaining in the first half. Going back and forth at the Oracle Arena with the Lakers up 1. 2:35 remaining in the first half with the Lakers up 1. Halftime, Glenn Kuiper, Matt Steinmetz break everything down all season long for us. What do you got opening night, guys?
Well, Bob, we're going to talk about what we think will be another log jam in the middle of that Western Conference playoff picture, Matt.
Well, let's figure out who's going to go to the playoffs and who's not. It's going to be about a half a dozen teams. We'll break it down for you. Matt's
going to tell you how many games the Warriors are going to win and what it's going to take to get that 8th spot in the Western Conference playoff picture. Guys,
I'm checking it out at halftime. I want to know how many games Steinmetz thinks the Warriors are going to win. He knows already.
Well, last year only 34. I think Don Nelson's better than that this year. We'll see. Now here's the triangle. Let's take a look. You've got ball side, strong side. There's your triangle with those 3. And then on the other side, Evans and Smush. Now you're going to see what comes out of that. Baseline, cut to the basket. And Walton comes up with it, gets fouled, goes to the line. But you saw the triangle on the strong side or the ball side. You have 3 players on that side. If nothing happens there, maybe we're not open underneath, he's going to swing it out to the weak side. And then they get action from Evans and Smush.
St. Joe's High School in New Jersey for Bynum. The 10th pick a year ago. Splitting the free throws, Andrew Bynum with 5. Aaron Davis, round 2 Lakers, dropped it for Diago. The fortunate pass to Biedrins, and he lays it in. The best laid plans of Meissen, man.
Sometimes you need a good bounce of the ball. By the way, Bob, that last triangle, if you notice, that was an equilateral triangle, and usually it's an isosceles triangle.
You said there'd be no geometry and no math today. You promised me that. Odom from deep. So Odom with 10, Luke Walton with 10, pacing the Lakers in the absence of Kobe. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Murphy back in. Richardson cutting, and he was fouled.
Is he all right? That's more important.
So dangerous when someone's in the air and exposed like that.
Well, you can see he doesn't have his legs yet. He's been fatigued in this first half. Normally he would just slam that one down, and whether he got fouled or not. I mean, he would normally make that, don't you agree?
I agree. Bynum got him on the waist. Jason came down on that left leg. That's the one that has the wrap on it.
Short. I'm telling you, they're thinking about the line.
Now the arc on the Warrior free throws has been good, but so many have missed short.
I mean, they're shooting 11 of 20 right now.
Lakers 9 of 16. But they always make the correction on the second.
And that's usually what happens, quite frankly. Or you should make that. You're a pro.
Back to the zone look again. Evans will split it. Missed the jumper. Barron with a rebound. Weaving through traffic. Diagu. Back out to Barron. His triple rattles out. Warriors yet to hit a 3. 0 for 8 as a team.
Goodbye.
Lamar Odom spotting a security guard who had broken free. 11 Laker turnovers. Only 5 for the Warriors.
Watch Biedrins bring that ball up. And then Don Nelson says, go get it, Barron.
Barron like a tailback looking for the end zone. What a beautiful drive to the rim.
That's why you want to push it up before the defenders get set. Of course, Bynum came out of the game there. They didn't have the shot blocker.
Barron 10 second quarter points. His 11 lead the Warriors.
Walton got a running start. He's going to count.
The and one for Luke Walton, who has a dozen and another trip to the line.
Well, did he take a step before he put the ball on the floor from the wing? They throw it to him. Kind of close, but I like the way that players do that. I really think you ought to go off your lead foot as you dribble that ball because you get an extra step. Jason will do that once in a while, but if he did that every time, I think he's going to be more free to the hoop.
Walt missing the free throw. Luke in his 4th year. Career average of only 4 points. Richardson 3. Warriors still can't get one down.
Look out here. Look out.
Evans ahead of everyone. Missed corner threes become layups or dunks on the other end all the time in the NBA. You can mark it down.
And Richardson, you're off guard there, not able to get back for a couple of reasons. He's deep in the corner. And, again, I really think there's a fatigue factor there.
That's in Phil Jackson's book, by the way. Phil says missed corner threes, the bane of defense. Aaron Davis, the LA native, is getting it done. 13 points to lead all scorers. Warriors back within 1.
He's been more effective when he's penetrated. What a catch.
Diagu sending it away.
No
goaltend. 10ths of a second differential. Game and shot clock and a 22nd timeout by Kurt Rambis.
That ball was going in, and it was blocked just in time, right before the peak. Timed perfectly, and it could have gone either way. Sometimes you get the call there, sometimes you don't. I thought it probably had reached its peak.
What we've seen early is that you've had Biedrins weak side help, Diagu weak side help, sending some shots away. Now, we want to congratulate Adrian Romero from Hayward, who was the winner of our FSN Bay Area and Southwest Airlines All Access Opening Night Experience. We met Adrian along with his little friend
Armando,
and that's not a bad setup as far as you come to opening night, you go behind the scenes or in the FSN truck, hung out with the broadcasters and enjoying the game.
Not a bad deal at all, and good for the kids. Yeah, Barron's going to come out here, a little rest. Doesn't pick up a foul.
Exactly. Odom going right this time, setting up Parker. His 3 missing, batted out to midcourt with 2 at 1. Odom's shot is offline. So we were even at 22 at the end of 1. Warriors scuffling from the foul line. Odom with 10, Baron Davis with 13, and the Lakers with a 1-point lead as we hit the break. Davis is fouled, and one of the fresher players, Ike Diagu, gets the start here in the second half, with Michael Petras sidelined with 3 fouls in that first half. So Murphy, Diagu, Jason Richardson, Dunleavy, and Baron Davis. And Baron finished that first half, Jim, on a rush. He's got 13 and found his offense the last 2 minutes.
You're exactly right. He was 2 of 7 from the field. In the last 2.5 minutes, he made those 2 drives to the hoop, and he's opened up here the third quarter driving to the basket. Now, if he can just get the free throws to go down the first half, he was one of the guys that shot well, though, 5 of 6. Michael Petras saddled with those 3 fouls. And this is going to be a year where he's going to could have a breakout season with this Don Nelson system. He wants to be the runner on this club.
So Baron splitting the free throws again. The first one missed, usually short by the Warriors. Second one always made, but 13 of 23 from the line.
I talked to Hal Whistle, their free throw shooting coach. He said they're just too tight tonight. Opening game jitters.
Murphy just took an elbow in the face, and you wonder why you wear the mask. Andrew Bynum with a clear out, and good thing Troy had the plastic on. That's the 4th foul on Bynum.
Did you ever have a comic book Plastic Man when you were young? You ever heard of that?
Sure.
Stretch.
Baron Davis misfiring there. I think he was trying to get it to Diagu. Smush Parker with Bynum, Maurice Evans, Luke Walton, and Lamar Odom for the Lakers.
Warriors have done a pretty good job of matching points in the paint tonight, which Phoenix could not do last night. Bynum got away with a little travel.
Clock at 5.
This is going to be a count basket, a made basket, and the foul. This young man played in Cleveland when Keith Smart was there, and that's a good call. Clearly getting there late. Didn't matter whether he was in the restricted area or not.
William Smush Parker. His father also named William, out of Queens, New York. As Andrew Bynum will sit down with the 4 fouls, and Ronnie Turioff back in, but called Smush since childhood. Missing the free throw. Diagu getting the easy one. You want to talk about how do you get it quickly off the rim and shove it down the other end. That was beautiful.
I'll tell you, that makes Don Nelson smile, and Baron Davis as well.
It's perfect. Murphy outlet and the good look ahead, and Ike running hard.
Especially Ike. Playing that zone. Collapsing. Richardson goes back on the weak side when they overload. Oh, I don't like that one.
Walton had it knocked away. That was going to be a steal, headed the other way. Instead, the reach-in foul, and it's Richardson's 4th.
I'm not sure about that. I thought he got the ball.
The Fremont Bank Success Through Partnership. Watch how quickly this transpires.
Murphy to Baron to the finisher.
We have Richardson with 4 fouls. Turioff putting it in, and he draws the foul. The worst thing for the Warriors is 3 team fouls. We haven't even played 2 minutes here in the third quarter.
Well, when you get that sagging defense, you make the adjustment to it. All right, now the ball's going to go to the wing. Now watch 2 men come over, and let's stop it right here. See, Murphy loses sight, comes around, and slips in. You're looking for the ball, but they already had 2 men on the ball. You have to make sure you know where that third one is.
Diagu could not control that rebound. Odom actually went over his back, which is the reason why I couldn't get it. And then Diagu stepped in the baseline. The Lakers with 12 offensive rebounds in the game. Odom, what a beautiful dish. Evans is there to put it up and in.
See, Odom goes in the air. He can finish that shot if people don't come at him. If they do, he can just drop it down with that length.
Lamar Odom, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Richardson, beautiful mid-range shot. Jason's got 10 to join Baron Davis in double figures.
Good help from Diagu.
Walton, going to get stolen away by Dunleavy. Aaron elbow jumper, missed it short. Murphy the offensive rebound, but He'll be called for the foul. Crowd not liking that one at all. Neither does Don Nelson.
Detroit got his hands on the ball. Now Odom was inside. Odom came out to get the ball. They just had a collision. I would say that would be no harm, no foul, and both of them had equal opportunity.
4 team fouls on the Warriors, 1 on LA. 9:22 remaining in the third. Deflected out of bounds.
Looks like Troy Murphy's mouth is bleeding inside.
Well, that's when Bynum got the offensive foul. He got Troy on the plastic and in the chops.
Here's your triangle.
Walton well defended there. But a beautiful tip by Turiaf.
That's why you need all 5 guys on the glass, and you also need to block out. And when you're playing zone, to me, it always lets somebody off the hook because you don't have an assigned man, and particularly when you're playing that kind of defense where you're double teaming, shifting, and helping and rotating. It's tough.
Jason, very tough shot there. Murphy, the offensive rebound. Better look. Warriors haven't made a 3. They have now. Richardson drops in the triple. It's a 1-point ball game.
They were 0 for 9 in the first half, and the Lakers not much better. 2 of 10.
There's Parker.
That's a tough shot.
Floater.
That was not easy. Mike's got to drive here and get himself going.
Double Dunleavy.
Mike's got to get more field goal attempts.
Murphy wing jumper is good. Murphy with 9 points and 12 rebounds. The cut lip and the mask.
I like it. He's got the guts to take the shot. Just 3 layups in that first half. Otherwise, he'd be the leading scorer in the game.
There's Parker, another body bump, and he'll go to the line.
You got to worry about those little guys when you're going inside with the big ones, and you can't muscle them.
Now the Lakers, this is a shooting foul, but the Lakers will be in the bonus for nearly 8 minutes. And that's where a couple of those loose ball fouls really could hurt the Warriors.
It does 2 things. Number 1, gives them easy opportunities from the line. It also slows the game down for the Warriors. And you don't want that clock to stop. You don't want to stop your momentum. They need to run in order to flourish.
Parker to shoot 2. Drops in the first. A limited number of Warrior lower level prorated season tickets are still available. Operators standing by at 888-GSW-HOOP. Press 1. You can log on to Warriors.com. Smush Parker, terrific season last year. A career high 11.5 points for the Lakers. Played all 82 games.
Started all 82 games. Shot very well from 3-point range. And like you said earlier on, he just played terrific basketball against Golden State last year.
Richardson missing. Look at Jason hustle to get his own shot. And leaving corner 3. Shot it long. Murphy and Odom battling. And Evans comes up with a loose ball. Evans off to the races with friends. Parker is the trailer, misses the layup. Turiaf the rebound. He puts it in, and another foul. 4 fouls on Diagu. Don Nelson's going to use a timeout. This equals the Lakers' largest lead. 7:20 remaining in the third. LA pushes it to 5. They're winning the scattered situations and getting a number of and ones. Lakers have gotten to the line. They've gotten out in transition and moved it up to 5 points with 7:20 remaining in the third. You can log on to FSNBayArea.com. Ask Bob and Jim. And this one is from Tim in Vacaville. He says, all right, guys, how many wins will it take to be the 8th seed in the Western Conference this year?
I think the magic number could be as low as 44.
Okay.
And you know, in recent years it's taken 45. And I think Don Nelson is worth about 10 wins a season. I really think Don is worth about 10 wins. And last year the Warriors 34 wins, so that would be 44. I think Don tries to downplay the playoffs, But I know in the back of his mind he'd like to make it. But right now he'd just like to get a team that's over 500.
When I look at the Jazz and the Hornets and the Kings and the Lakers and the Warriors and so many head-knocking matchups in the Western Conference, I think 44 is about right. 43-44 would be my answer as well.
Yeah, because people are going to just start knocking off each other. And, of course, the Jazz had a 15-game improvement last year. And that front line of there, we're going to see that Saturday night. When you're talking about Carlos Boozer and Mehmet Okur and Mike Dunleavy and Karolinko, because Dunleavy gets his first hoop of the night. But Karolinko, I think that's a very imposing front line that Utah has. Rebounding and scoring, all three.
Warriors have to stop Turioff, who has all 7 of his points this quarter. Good to see Dunleavy hit that jumper. Biedrins on the overplay. Shot clock down to 5. Luke Walton will tee you up to 3 and drop it in.
He's really worked on that aspect.
This is the Lakers' largest lead right now as they move it to 7. Murphy trail 3. A long rebound to Monte Ellis. Murphy down the lane and he's clubbed.
Well, Turioff grabbed him by the wrist and just held on. Good long bounce out to that 3. Otherwise, the Lakers pick it up, go down with a 7-point lead, and could increase it.
All the fouls and all the free throws here in that third quarter, exactly what you had said, slowing the game down. And it's also taken the crowd out of the game a little bit.
There's Hal Whistle behind Larry Riley. Larry Riley in front, the #1 assistant, and then Hal Whistle is helping him shoot the basketball. And again, he told me at halftime, he said they're just tight in the first game.
Missed 11 free throws, though, leaving a lot of points at the line in a 6-point game. Scrambling defense, but Evans blocked by Biedrins. Barron pushing.
Mike Dunleavy's open.
Barron running, wheeling. Dunleavy with Evans on a good closeout. Little push shot. Good. So Dunleavy's hit back-to-back jumpers. Leading Turioff.
Ooh, he missed a handoff to Smush.
Another foul on the Warriors as Evans snuck in.
Inside, right at the top, negated. And then Dunleavy goes by, Evans at the other end, just a little floater for his second hoop, both of them in this quarter.
Maurice Evans dropping in the free throw. Evans, an interesting background, having played at Wichita State and then Texas, had a cup of coffee with Minnesota back in 01-02, but then Olympiacos in Greece, Benetton Treviso in Italy, MVP of the Italian League, and came back to the States with Sacramento, then Detroit, and then the trade to the Lakers in the offseason.
But as a sophomore at Wichita State, averaged 23 a game and then transferred to Texas, had to sit out a year. Usually a guy that scores like that is pretty happy.
Evans with 8. Walton leading the way with 15 for the Lakers. Monte Ellis picked up the dribble. Shot clock at 5. Barron leaves Smush Parker. Little floater in the lane. Rims it in. What a great play by Baron Davis.
Climbing back into it.
Another foul. Turioff and Biedrins, and it's on Biedrins again.
Now we know Biedrins, a couple of years, has had difficulty staying out of foul trouble. If he's going to play for Don Nelson in this kind of system, you're going to be put in jeopardy at times. But you know you've got help. And you've got to play a little conservatively once in a while just to stay on the floor.
The Warriors committed 14 fouls in the first half. They've committed 8 fouls inside of 7 minutes here this third quarter.
Let me explain that, Bob. You know, when I say conservatively, if your man is away from the ball, you just can't do anything. That these officials are being very, very, discriminating in their foul calls. They've got a lot of liberty just to blow that whistle.
Throw split. Monte Ellis on the very good defender Evans.
Well, nowhere to go either because Luke Walton was waiting for him. I think still Monte can take most people off the dribble, as can Barron.
baseline shot over everything. The Lakers have done a good job getting the Warriors into that half court. Odom thought about the 3 reloads, and a good thought. Lamar Odom.
He made 3 of them last night. Didn't shoot very well in the first quarter, but then he got it going, and that's carried over to tonight.
His first bucket in the second half. He has 13. Barron inside.
Couldn't finish that. Little jump hook. There it is.
And Odom, 5 quick. Another Warrior timeout. So the Lakers have pushed it to double figures for the first time tonight. They got the Warriors in all kinds of foul trouble into the bonus with 8 minutes remaining in the third. And now Odom kicking it into gear. Lakers shooting 48% from the field. And Lamar Odom, in the absence of Kobe Bryant, taking over the game with LA pushing it up 10.
Third quarter at the Oracle Arena, the Lakers with a 10-point lead over the Warriors. Welcome back, everybody. Well, the month of November could be a pivotal month for the Golden State Warriors. They will play 13 of their first 17 games here at home, and 13 of those 17 games will be against Western Conference opponents. Now, remember last year, the Warriors won 11-6 in November, but they went 6-8 in December and 3-9 in January. So, Bob and Jim, this is really twofold. Not only get off to a good start, but then build on that good start. Let's hope the Warriors can do that with a lot of home games.
Yeah, you think, Glenn, too, when you talk about second youngest team in the NBA, you need to get those wins, Jim, to get that confidence. This is a team that lost the most 3-point or less games in the NBA, 17 last year. And so many close losses start to weigh on you.
Well, there's a big burden of responsibility and accountability here. Number one, 12 home games in the month of November. That's the most in franchise history. After the Warriors play 2 here, of course, Friday they entertain Portland. Then they go on the road, Utah Saturday night, Monday in Dallas, Tuesday Oklahoma City. And then what you have is, Bob, 10 out of the next 11 games are at home. And it's essential this team get off to a good start. They've got to get out of the gate, in my estimation, somewhere, around 11-6 to build a little cushion.
Baron Davis, Michael Petras, Anders Biedrins, Mike Dunleavy, and Monte Ellis. There's Parker missing there. The defensive stops have been missing this third quarter. Petras has had most of the half in the first half with the 3 fouls. Richardson on the bench with 4 fouls.
They're just packing it in.
Monte traveled to close out by Smush Parker.
The Lakers are just packing it in and trying to prevent any drives to the hoop.
This is a night where the Warriors also 1 of 12 from 3-point land.
I was going to say, that's okay. You're going to get open shots, but you've got to be able to knock them down, and they haven't shown the tendency to do that.
Vladimir Radmanovic, a nice 9-point run off the bench in the first half. They're feeding Odom repeatedly. Well defended there, and Biedrins, good tip to Barron. Odd man situation. Baron Davis lost the handle. Warriors turn it over. And here come the Lakers. Odom swooping to the rim. And another blocking foul. This one on Monte Ellis.
Oh, he must have been in the restricted area. But turnovers give fast break opportunities, and that's exactly where Monte was. He knew it. He tried to hop out. That means he was still moving. I can't argue that call at all.
Jason Richardson and Anthony Roberson coming to the scorers table.
Lamar Odom just fills up the stat sheet, doesn't he? I mean, that's a beautiful line right there when you're talking about 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He's the catalyst of this club when Kobe's out.
Richardson back in. Roberson in as well. Odom, the 4th pick back in '99 by the Clippers out of Rhode Island. We played with Tyson Wheeler. Actually, that team eliminated by Mike Montgomery's Stanford Cardinal in the tournament. For the 4 years with the Clippers, the 1 year with Miami, and then involved in the Shaquille O'Neal trade coming to LA.
Jimmy Herrick was his coach up there at Rhode Island, former UCLA.
They had a little guy named Catino Mobley who wasn't bad on that team either. Second round pick out of the Rockets. He's now obviously with the Clippers. The Lakers back to the double-digit lead. Odom's got 17. Baron Davis resting now. He's got 18 to lead the Warriors. Monte Ellis down the lane, and he will draw the foul.
But the reason this game is like it is, Bob, is that the Warriors haven't been able to play their game. They have not been able. They've been negated by the Lakers getting into the open court and getting a flow. Any kind of consistent open court situation. They're relegated to half court, and that's what changed for them in the second quarter. The Lakers made some adjustments.
Monte Ellis wasn't shooting on that drive?
Can't believe it. You're right.
Shot clock at 3. Richardson's going to hoist the 3, off iron, and another whistle. This is on the Warriors again.
You can see, and I said it before the game, looking in the camera, they struggle when they have to play half court. It's very evident here. And you said something a while ago. It was right. It just sucked the crowd noise right out of it.
Well, you have 10 fouls in 9.5 minutes on the home team. That's a lot.
And Monte's talking right now to Rodney Mott about not shooting free throws at the other end. That's exactly what was on his mind. And I agree. I thought he was going to the basket.
What? 31 total fouls called in the first half. We're looking at 15 fouls this quarter alone. So a 10-2 Laker run or walk to the charity stripe. Their biggest lead right now is a dozen.
Roberson back in the game, 7.5 minutes in the first half, did not score. I expect him to score.
Pretty nifty move. Andres Peter's laying that up and in.
Well, he's 3 for 3 on the night.
Final 2 minutes of the third quarter, the Warriors would have no problem seeing end. Shammond Williams, beautiful pass to Radmanovic, couldn't finish there.
Oh my word, they come out of it luckily.
Petrus push ahead. Monte to the rim, and he's fouled.
See, it does wonders when you talk to one of those officials.
Is that how that works?
And Rodney Mott makes the call here. No, it does help. Especially if you're nice about it, I think you get the benefit of the doubt.
Well, that is the new edict as far as...
Now, Andres Petrus really maintains a low dribble, so he can go through traffic. He handles the ball real well. Don Nelson has always loved big men that can handle the ball. That's why he traded for Antoine Walker when he was down in Dallas.
Monte Ellis dropping in the free throw. He's going to finish. The new officiating edict is that no histrionics, no gesticulating to the officials.
I like your vocabulary. Histrionics?
Histrionics would be another one.
Well, you said that, yeah.
So I think that David Stern just saying, let's play the game. Every non-call can't be a big screaming and yelling at the officials.
Right. Turioff, he's had a great quarter, hasn't he?
He really has. Ronny Turioff off the bench with a dozen points, all here in the third quarter.
Get the confidence going.
Roberson shot that flat. Turioff owns the rebound.
Now, Roberson missing like this, I guarantee you, those are first game jitter pulls from the elbow.
Great weak side help by Richardson, but he saved it unfortunately to a Laker. Brian Cook inside, blocked by Biedrins.
Brian Cook dribbled the ball and allowed his defender to recover. He had a wide open layup. He didn't need to dribble.
Final minute of the third. Drop it to Radmanovic, and he's fouled on the drive.
You've got to sag to the ball. You've got to come ball side and beat a man to that lane.
Don Nelson had to rest Baron Davis these final couple minutes, but
see, Anthony Roberson was late. He did not rotate down. And by the way, Turioff, I think, what is he, tied his career high, hasn't he, with 12? And I think that's a new career high in points and tied his career high in rebounds.
Turioff a year ago only played 23 games, had the open heart surgery. He was the 37th pick in the second round by LA. Part of the French connection. I think of Petrus and Tony Parker and Boris Diaw and Johan Petro and Ronny Turioff.
In Spokane, Washington, and Gonzaga. And Tim and I were up there and broadcasting the final preseason game against Seattle in Spokane.
So Lakers push it to a dozen again, equaling their largest lead. This is a one-point game at halftime.
Nowhere to go.
Roberson on Brian Cook. Got nowhere to go, and the Lakers have a jailbreak. Turiaf leading the way.
And they're going to trade 2 for 1.
They get the quick one. Richardson running it right back. Jason inside, and he's spilled to the ground.
Lakers will end up with the last shot. And right now the Warriors and Don Nelson staring at their largest deficit of the night.
Warriors will be home again on Friday. Portland in town. We've added that to the high definition portion of FSN Bay Area. We'll be with you on Roundtable Live at 7 o'clock. Game at 7:30. You can check it out on Comcast HD channel 720. DirecTV HD channel 96 in some areas. It'll be in high def.
I'm glad you told me about that 7 o'clock. I planned on getting here about 7:10 on Friday.
I don't do the Roundtable Live without you.
Okay.
you have to sit next.
Just kidding.
Richardson drops them both in. So Jason with 15 points. Baron Davis with 18. Kurt Rambis is going to use the timeout. We'll talk about this last possession.
Remember, he got that 22nd timeout with 10 seconds to go in the second quarter. Is this a 20 or a full?
Ronny Turiaf with 14 points here in the third quarter. And the Lakers, a 1-point lead at halftime, have pushed it to a dozen on a couple of occasions. And really, the foul shooting and the number of fouls have just taken the luster off opening night, at least in this third quarter. And for the Warriors, Baron Davis has been their best player. We asked Don Nelson about his point guard.
He has to stay healthy for us to do well, and part of my coaching is going to be to try to keep him as healthy as I can, and maybe not overplay him to the point that I risk him not finishing the season. If he only plays 40 or 50 games in the season, the team really can't do that well as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think that's what Mike D'Antoni's trying to do with Steve Nash in Phoenix. Not wear him out for the playoffs and limit him to maybe 32 minutes a night. Baron Davis hasn't played 82 games in about 4 seasons, and he is definitely a valuable player to have success for this club. Now looking at tonight, trying to get inside, he's had some success. You're seeing a drive there in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Those 2 drives in succession.
Baron tonight, 18 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds.
And it's been a hard 18 points because he's had to battle more than 1 or 2 defenders inside most of the time. And Jason is still weary.
Keith McLeod, who was acquired in the Derek Fisher trade, seeing his first action is for this final defensive sequence, and the 21.9 left in the third.
Yeah, Keith McLeod can play now. He understands the game. He's a good defender. Limited range on his jump shot, but he can knock down open shots.
See if the Warriors can finish off the quarter with a stop. Lakers going to try to play for 1. Some look here. They're trying to free up Radmanovich. 5 to shoot as they get it to Cook. Well executed by LA.
He just shot right over the top of 6'3" Monte Ellis.
With 2, Monte with 1, a running 3, rimming out. So a third quarter that was all LA. Ronny Turiaf gets the career high. They live at the line, and they build a 14-point lead heading into the fourth. At the Oracle Arena, Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Matt Steinmetz, Glenn Kuiper with you as we head into the fourth quarter. And the Smash Mouth Pacific Coast party was dimmed in that third quarter, to say the least. Lakers 12 of 15 from the foul line, shot it well, 12 of 20. And for the most part, got it all in the half court, played the defense, and kind of ground the Warriors down in that third quarter with Ronny Turiaf leading the way.
Well, the Warriors just cannot generate with any kind of consistency a fast break attack. Of course, it starts with playing defense, and they allowed the Lakers 36 points in that quarter. Tough to run after it comes through the net.
Turiaf, Radmanovich, Jordan Farmar will launch the 3, rim it out. Petrus in for the defensive rebound. Ryan Cook and Shammond Williams for LA. Baron Davis missing there. Biedrins taken away by Turioff. So Andres Biedrins, Baron Davis, Keith McLeod, Troy Murphy, Michael Petras for the Warriors.
There's Turioff again.
And another foul. This one on Baron Davis.
Well, all they're doing is getting the ball at the wing, and the Warriors are looking to give help. Double team, and a lot of people are just turning their heads. And when they do that, the weak side offensive players are just curling into the lane. Nothing fancy.
Lakers terrific offensively against the Suns yesterday. And played the defense on Phoenix in the second half. And doing the same thing to the Warriors tonight.
Well, what a game he's having, all in the second half.
Turioff all WCC 2003, 4, and 5. He followed Mark Few's Gonzaga team. Turioff was in the middle of so many of those good teams, splitting the free throws, but the Lakers' largest lead is right now at 15.
The other defender, Farmar, is waiting for Baron Davis. He has to give it up, means someone's open.
Petras shot clock at 4. Now McLeod travels.
Well, Petras didn't want to force that shot up in the corner, but somehow that ball has got to move so that he gets it a little sooner so he can launch it. Don Nelson likes him in the corners, and Petras is comfortable there as well.
In the triangles, they enter it into Turioff. He rolls again to the rim. Nice feed from Radmanovic.
His career high just keeps climbing.
Turioff 17 points all in the second half. And Ian Odom leading the Lakers with 17 apiece.
That was just a simple give and go.
Petras elbow jumper. Murphy another rebound.
Baron wants a running start. And now Murphy's going to get it himself.
Murphy ran around Cook, and he's clubbed again. Now, the one thing I will say, and this is for the bigs with LA, when they do get beat, they get their money's worth on the fouls.
Yes.
The Warriors have had some and ones and some touch fouls.
Yeah.
And there's a sportsmanship angle to this. If you are going to foul somebody, do not let them lay the ball in.
Yeah, I don't think they've been unnecessarily rough on Troy tonight either.
No.
They've just taken good fouls.
Just making sure he doesn't get the shot off.
I mean, all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard here, you're looking at a 17-point deficit. You need both of these free throws, and this team has to get some life into it. Murphy hits the front of the iron again. This team right here, the Warriors, over here in blues come out, they need to get a little life in them. They need to start believing and try to create something.
Murphy nets the second. 6 times the Warriors missed the first, made the second. 19 of 31 free throwing as a team. Turioff playing with a lot of confidence. He just palmed the ball. The Lakers will turn it over. The Warriors would love to get the crowd into it. They'd like to restart their engines here. This game is a glacial pace. As Baron Davis is fouled.
Pass out, pass out.
Well, they need to stop somebody, and they need to get the ball out. And they need, maybe someone can leak out a little bit, get a couple of fast breaks that way. Don Nelson is looking for a lot of combinations, searching for some people that can make a run.
The rookie Patrick O'Brien, the only Warrior that hasn't played tonight. Cloud missing there.
Troy just jumped a little soon. The ball got a little higher than he thought. That's why Cook was able to gather it in.
Radmanovic on McLeod. Missing, and Petras soaring for the rebound. See 5 purple jerseys, they'll get back on defense every time.
Illegal defense. Cook was waiting for Baron Davis, as was Farmar. He was being defended singularly by Smush Parker.
Kurt Rambis basically deciding Baron Davis is not going to beat us by himself. And you have 3 Lakers drawing his attention.
There's your illegal man inside the lane.
Technical free throw missed. The Warriors,
That's
19 of 32 from the line, 1 of 14 shooting threes.
That's more than disappointing in both categories.
McLeod is not known as a perimeter shooter, but he knocks down that jumper there.
When he gets his feet underneath him and no one's there, he's more than adequate. And that's a shot you have to take.
9 minutes is a long time in an NBA game.
Here's the weak side from the triangle.
Warriors have to change the flow of this ball game.
Cook's not going to miss many of those.
No, he is a terrific outside shooter, particularly for a big man. And that one knocked away as the Warriors trying to break. Warriors have only 9 turnovers.
Plenty of time, by the way, to come back, but you've got to take care of your possessions. I think Barron would have been better served there with a bounce pass. Threw it right where the arms were.
Farmar, a lot of confidence for a rookie. Played well last night. Missing the jumper there. Petrus will get to the line, so Michael Petrus aggressively taking that to the iron.
And like you say, they get their money's worth, make sure they don't give up three-point plays.
8:20 remaining in the ball game. LA in control, and the Warriors looking to restart it. Turiaf, a career night in the Laker bench. Fewest bench points a year ago, but tonight, incredible.
Well, Kobe Bryant is out. Kwame Brown is out. Chris Bim. It gives opportunity. And by the way, for Ronny Turiaf, those 17 points, they've come in less than 15 and a half minutes. All in the second half, but less than 15 and a half minutes.
Petrus dropping in the free throw. Michael Petrus, Mike Dunleavy, Ike Diagu, Baron Davis, Keith McLeod, Farmar, Shammond Williams, Radmanovich, Turiaf, and Brian Cook as Petrus makes them both. First rule of any comeback is get it into single digits first.
Yes.
Have a little belief. That has not been there in the second half for the Warriors tonight. Cook, an incredibly deep three, and Dunleavy with a rebound. All right, Cook shot that from 27 feet. Double on Baron Davis, splits the defense anyway. Dunleavy had that partially blocked by Turiaf. Ryan Cook unable to tip in his own miss. Dunleavy in motion. Running with Barron. Drops it perfectly, and he missed the line. It has been that kind of night.
You know, I've always said, Bob, I think you need to shoot that shot with your palm up to the rim. Underhand. I think it's much softer.
Petrus deflected, but right back to Cook.
Couldn't come at a worse time.
And the foul. You think about those last two possessions. Dunleavy finger roll. Turiaf stopped it. Barron had the layup. He missed it. Back-to-back chances there to cut into this deficit. Diagu picking up his 5th foul. Monte Ellis will check in, and Keith McLeod sits.
Those were 2 hoops the Warriors needed.
Making a 10-point game at the 7-minute mark, a little different. Missed those opportunities, still at 14. Farmar tipped in by Cook. Offensive rebounding in the second half really aided the Lakers.
I was just going to say that the Lakers are quicker to the ball. They're quicker to the ball, quicker to the basket.
Dunleavy blocked by Cook. Mike hit on the hand. He's running back, and Turiaf is fouled. And that sequence at the 7-minute mark. Missed Dunleavy finger roll, missed Baron Davis layup, and was emboldened LA a little bit.
Yeah, I think Mike possibly sprained that right thumb, as a matter of fact.
Cook and Turiaf have been good here.
Remember, the hand is part of the ball. So let's see where he gets hit. It was after the release. If the hand was hit there, that should have been 2 free throws. Okay? Because the contact came, the hand was not on the ball. If the ball is in the hand, then the hand's part of the ball.
Warriors are stuck on 5 points in 5.5 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Petrus wheeling in, draws the body contact.
Just can't get the roll. This game has come to a standstill here in this fourth quarter.
I think the standstill began in the third quarter.
Petrus doing everything. Right, left, swinging, rotating. And everywhere you look, there's a purple jersey.
And NBA basketball is a beautiful game. And I think it's just terrific to watch the best athletes in the world. He had 17 fouls in the third quarter. And that's not the brand of basketball I prefer to watch, to be honest. And it's continued into the fourth. And Petrus missing the free throw, and the Warriors 21 of 35 free throwing, 60%. Michael misses them both. And they remain stuck on 5 points in the fourth.
This has just been a nightmare from the line. And the Lakers not a lot better, but kind of inexplicable.
Shammond Williams missing. Petrus with the rebound. They push ahead. Aaron Davis. Threes have not been there, to say the least, either for the Warriors. 1 of 15 tonight.
Well, everything's gone wrong in the opener. And look at this quarter shooting.
Turiaf is fouled. Warriors are going to play a lot of games, a lot of quarters. I don't think we're going to see too many 5-minute, 6-minute stretches or 5-point 6-minute stretches during the season. But the Lakers have owned this second half tonight. A rough fourth quarter. We check in with our intrepid reporters, Glenn Kuiper and Matt Steinmetz. And guys, almost inexplicable in terms of third and fourth quarter, kind of glacial offense on the Warriors side.
Yeah, and Bob, we're trying to figure out how the Warriors can speed up the game. Really, the Lakers have not allowed them to do that. Matt, if you're Golden State, how do you speed up the game without forcing the offense?
Well, you got to keep the Lakers off the offensive boards. That's the first thing. You got to try to turn them over. They haven't really turned them over that much, and you got to quit fouling. Every time you send the Lakers to the line, the game slows up. That's the only chance the Warriors have here in the last 6 minutes, to just try to make this a scramble situation.
All right, guys, we'll see what they can do, but certainly it is a huge mountain to overcome here on opening night.
Yeah, the 18 offensive rebounds by L.A. with the length and athleticism of Turiaf in full display. Ronnie Turiaf leading the Lakers with 18 points. It didn't have to be Lamar Odom with a career-high 34 tonight. Turiaf off the bench, all in the second half.
All in 17 minutes. 17 nearly exact minutes of play in the second half. The Lakers have been to the line 19 times, not counting the trip here. So it's going to be 21 free throw attempts here in the second half. But I agree with Matt. You've got to block them off the boards. You've got to play better defense. You know, your offense starts at your defensive end. And the Warriors, I said before, they're going to rotate and gamble a lot. And tonight, you've seen the Lakers just capitalize on them rotating over, double teaming, turning their heads. And they've gotten down the lane, and that's why they've been putting on the line, because they're a step late.
Monte Ellis right to the rim. Monte 11 points in 16 minutes off the bench. Roberson, Monte Ellis, Petrus, Dunleavy, and Diagu. Farmar, shot clock at 7.
Right behind the screen, good play.
Turiaf is going to say, he hits that, it's his night, and it has been his night. 21 points for Ronnie Turiaf to go with the 9 rebounds.
And no Warrior can match that total.
Deflected away. Turiaf. Now he's assisting, but Cook can't finish.
I thought Cook should have thrown it back to him, quite frankly.
Monte Ellis, a lot of body contact, and whistles I don't think have been put away for the night. Laker loose ball foul on the rebound. Well, Jim, like everything for sports fans, too much will be made on opening night,
Yes.
one way or the other. It's not
Right.
just for the Warriors, but every team. Any team wins their opening night game, they're going to the finals. I saw the Miami Heat last night down by 40, and they're the defending NBA champions.
Yeah, they lost by 42. The biggest margin of a loss or a victory for Chicago, biggest margin from a defending NBA champion team. We get our first look at the Warriors' #1 draft pick.
Patrick O'Brien gets a playing time. I don't think the Heat are going to cash in the season yet
No,
after
not
getting
yet.
destroyed at home by the Bulls.
You know, I remember my first game in the expansion draft, my second year in the league with the San Diego Rockets, and Dave Gamby, who played for the Warriors out of Oregon State, came in. I was really, disgruntled and upset and emotional, as you can imagine. And Dave said, "Relax. We've got 81 more games."
Yep. But for the Warriors, credit to the Lakers tonight. They did it defensively. They did it moving the ball. And Turiaf was the one hot guy. You have that in the NBA. Up and down the roster, one guy can jump you on a given night.
Happens in the playoffs. I thought Lamar Odom got him, zeroed in and settled.
Petrus dropping in the corner three. Michael picking up those 3 fouls in that first quarter kind of stilted the Warriors' running game. 13-point
I
game
was gonna
inside
say,
of 4 minutes.
I mean, miracles can happen here. That's a good drop back.
Farmar is fouled.
Now that's the weak side of the triangle. You throw across there, and I used to love that play when I played in the league, Bob. You get someone near the free throw line extended by the circle, and they just drop the pass back to you and just break it to the hoop.
Pac-10 Freshman of the Year, Jordan Farmar, to Taft High School in Woodland Hills, California. His godfather is Eric Davis. Remember him with the Cincinnati Reds. So the Dodgers, Eric Davis, part of that Chris Sabo-led Reds World Series team that beat the Oakland A's. Monte Ellis is fouled again. Monte continues to soar to the rim.
Monte can get by people.
He's fast even in slow motion.
Turiaf wanted to block there. But the free throw situation is just contagious tonight.
Well, the other thing too is there's not a lot of variety in the misses. They're all short front iron for the Warriors, and every player on the roster.
Yes.
In terms of missed free throws.
Well, the miss doesn't count.
We had a lane violation,
Yeah.
or else the officials were not ready for that. So that one didn't count. Monte makes that was the first, and the old 3 to make 2.
Yes.
He drops in 2.
I remember that. There were some players that didn't want 3 to make 2 because they couldn't make 1.
Baseball, the 4 strikeouts is the golden sombrero. I don't know what they call the 0 for 3.
My good friend Flynn Robinson, when he was with Cincinnati, at the buzzer, since he's down by 1, he's got 3 to make 2.
Monte with the steal, soaring in again. An 11-point game, 3:24,
Okay.
a 9-2 Warrior run.
You know what? No time for a story here because changes everything. Now, they picked it up defensively, and that makes a lot of a difference because it gives them a little life here rather than just let the Lakers do what they want. They bring Odom back in. That's smart.
Monte deflected. Roberson pushes ahead. Monte to the rim again.
Now you got single digits, and you got Kurt Rambis calling timeout.
Lakers take time. 11-2 Warrior run. Monte Ellis in the middle of all of it. 8 of his 17 here in the fourth quarter. 2:58 left. Barnett said miracles do happen. We'll find out. Cut to 9, 2:58 left. Monte Ellis in the middle of everything. Our forward bold move of the game, and several bold moves by Monte. You mentioned the defense picking up, leading to offense and transition buckets.
Yep, they turned the ball over. Odom's to a strength here.
And Lamar Odom
They let him go left.
ending that Warrior run. Roberson, Patrick O'Brien, Diagu, Monte Ellis, and Petrus.
O'Brien had the shot, but he lost the ball.
Bryant off iron, and Odom with the rebound.
Good block out on Ike Diagu.
again, always going to go left, and that's something you got to have in the scouting report.
Well, they have it there. You have to be honest, and yet when a guy has that strength, you just don't know when he's going to do it.
Roberson.
You just can't get anything.
Long rebound, though. Petras tracks it down. Inside 2 minutes remaining. Bryant to Farmar. The Kareem skyhook.
He's got that.
Oh, he does.
He's got that shot.
Absolutely. I've seen Patrick in the summer league and the preseason make that hook. Odom again, going left again, and that's...
What he does is he gets Ike Diagu. He gives a little head and shoulder fake, dips to the right, and he gets Diagu to bite on it. And Diagu is just outmatched here with size. Now watch this. Come to the right and watch Diagu. Oops. Took that step back, and that just gives him enough lane and enough space to take that long step, and he's home free.
Diagu was fouled out of the game. Ike with 8 points, 5 rebounds, the 6 fouls in 24 minutes. Matt Barnes will check in.
That's what you call taking the bait. And it's hard to prevent. Defensively, it's not easy because a good defender does go with your fakes. Because if you don't, he's going to go right by you. He just leaned a little too much, and he's not small quick enough to catch up.
Petras corner 3. Matt Barnes with the rebound.
It's going to go right up.
Barnes, what a tough shot on Turiaf.
He just squeezed that one in.
Monte Ellis and Matt Barnes have had some good minutes off the bench. Barnes 5 points and 2 rebounds in only 8 minutes.
Plus he plays some defense. They're using the clock here.
Warriors will see the Lakers 3 more times. Here's Odom again.
Look who they give it to at the end.
Odom 3. Luke Walton with the offensive rebound. That kind of sums it up. The offensive rebounding of the Lakers. The extra effort and energy. Odom denied nicely by Monte. Beat him to that spot.
Farmer is not an outside shooter. Wasn't, 41% at UCLA, 33 from three-point range, and he gets that going. He really prefers to drive.
2 very impressive wins for the Lakers starting the season. A very impressive game for Monte Ellis. 20 points in 22 minutes. 7 of 10 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line.
Well, he's got 11 in this quarter.
So for LA, they opened with 16 of their first 20 in the Staples Center. 15 home games and 1 game against the Clippers.
Odom went left or to the right,
And a beautiful pass to Turiaf.
He can really dish it.
Turiaf 23, Odom 22. They've been the best Lakers on the floor. Odom 9 points and 9 rebounds, 9 assists. Monte Ellis fouled again. The Lakers a playoff team a year ago, and if Lamar Odom is this assertive when Kobe Bryant returns, the Lakers are going to be a handful.
They're going to win a lot of games.
Jack Daniels shot of the game.
We just talked about it a while ago. Got Ike Diagu to the bench with his 6th foul and went for the 3-point play.
Monte Ellis is also 6 of 7 free throwing, Jim, which is a good sign. Ellis a year ago was 71% from the line. Make it.
Well, he's going to get a lot of playing
7 of
time.
8.
He's going to get a lot of playing time this year.
So the Lakers spoil the Warriors season opener. Odom and Turiaf leading the way, and for the Warriors, disappointing from the foul line, disappointing third quarter, constantly sending LA to the line. And LA much better in the second half. Monte Ellis theatrics and heroics notwithstanding. 110 to 9.